It's time for Everything Noob, your source for all things gaming.
Episode 82 of Everything Noob podcast is on now. Welcome, everybody. Joining me this evening, I am Vortak, joined by Jemmy and Dreadlow.
You're back!
I'm back!
Yeah.
I'm
You're joining
broadcasting.
us.
I'm broadcasting from North Carolina now.
The East Coast!
The East Coast. So now the show's like super late for me, like everyone else, like who I torture with the 10 o'clock start time.
Now you understand how they feel.
Exactly. Exactly. I got myself set up with like a new-ish office. It's still kind of echoey. I'm trying to soften the echoes. I'm working on it.
More fabric.
I need more foam on my walls. Absolutely.
It's expensive.
But thank you guys for understanding our shorter episode last week that Jemmy and Dreadlow took care of. And right off the bat, I have to yell at Dreadlow because I'm sure somebody wanted to, and I got to speak for the people. There are plenty of bad X-Men movies. You do know that, right?
There are plenty. Yeah, I know.
You said there's never been a bad X-Men movie.
They've been good to me. That's my personal opinion.
But
though.
you said
They've
none of them have ever been bad.
I know.
And I'm
I
like,
liked them all though. I like the X-Men. Okay, I like Storm. I like I like the what's her name?
Mystique.
Rogue?
Yeah.
Which
she's
one?
a little hottie.
The blue girl? Or the girl with
yeah.
the white streak?
The streaked hair girl.
Okay.
Okay. I was waiting for the
Anna Paquin? Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clear that up because I cringed a little bit when you said that.
Well, because I liked them all. I thought, I didn't watch all of them, so it's like
The ones you've seen, you've liked.
I understand they've all been popular though. They've all been pretty big, but
Well,
I
yeah,
guess
because they're superhero
audiences-
movies.
Yeah.
Wait. I got a question for you
Yeah.
before we dive into the content.
Okay.
So speaking of superhero movies, and since you loved all the X-Men movies, is there a superhero movie that you actually don't like?
That's a good question.
You know what? They've really messed up Superman.
Okay.
I did not like.
nobody
Man of
likes
Steel.
Superman.
I thought it was terrible.
Oh.
I liked
Intern
Superman.
loves Superman.
The Superman series. I loved. The old ones were kind of comical.
What about the newest one?
That's the Man of Steel. I could not. Just couldn't get into
You
it.
didn't like Man of Steel? I like Man of Steel.
Oh, it's really weird. It was just different. It wasn't Superman to me.
I think different for Superman is good. I never liked Superman as a hero because nothing bad can happen to him unless this one thing from this other planet is introduced to him. Otherwise, he's just like Superman. He's like...
Well, no, that whole aspect was okay. The thing that I didn't like about it was the fact that they really emphasized the alien thing, and I couldn't get into that. Yeah, it's great. We know he came from another planet and everything else, but I mean, come on, let's move on with the story. He's here on Earth and he's taking care of business. Let's do it.
Yeah, alien, whatever. I think I'm just sick of the Superman origin. I think that's the other problem. You might.
Oh
agree
yeah,
with.
every time they come out with a new movie, they always got to go back to the origin of it. It's weird.
They have to go back and like remake it with a new actor, which means we have to see the whole origin all over again. Like, can you just keep the actor happy so he can keep watching Superman?
How about, can we just build a new story and like pretend like it's the same actor or it's the same dude? Like we all know his name. We all know he's Superman. So like, who cares who the actor is? Just do a new story.
They did all right with the Batman movies, and they had different characters. Of course, they all had masks, so you wouldn't be able to really, you can actually imagine it being the same person. But I don't know. There were some bad Batmans too.
But a lot of times they did those in like trilogy clusters or in 2-packs or whatever. When they would contract the actors for like a couple of movies and the director.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christopher Reeve was awesome. Someone in chat said Christopher Reeve was the best. I tend to agree.
Yeah, I mean, he was basically the original.
They should have just stopped there.
He wasn't the original. There was George
Well, yeah.
Reeves, who was actually the original. But, what?
Chat interns. Like, I got time
Are they
of
going-
probing everywhere.
Oh my
Just be
God.
dead already.
Anyway, so lots of gaming news to discuss and a few other techie things as well. Mainly on everyone's mind, blowing up Twitter, blowing up every form of social media has been Mario Kart 8, which has been a huge problem for me for my wallet. I have an itch.
How badly do you want it?
Oh, I go back and forth. Not badly enough to justify an entire console, because I was going to get the Wii U for things like the new Super Smash and stuff. And then they're like, well, Super Smash is coming out on the 3DS and before the Wii U version. I'm like, okay. And then Mario Kart 7 on the DS is good. I have it. Mario Kart 7 on 3DS. A lot of fun. Mario Kart 8 looks awesome, and it's so hype right now. But what's crazy is it's hyped after the release, and normally you see the hype building up to it. This was like both. People are insane about this game right now, which tells me maybe they actually did a really good job, and it's not another Mario Kart that's just kind of boring, like the last
I just want
bunch
to play
we got.
7.
7's get it. It's cheaper now on 3DS.
I know. I was waiting till after my birthday because a friend, I don't know who, but I love you, may get it so they can play with me. I'd have a good time with that.
Interesting.
Hey, look, I try to stop buying stuff for myself like 2 months in advance for my birthday. So, like, the options are open.
I'm trying to stop buying things for myself because I'm broke.
That is always a good reason to stop buying things for yourself.
Yeah.
But I guess they did a really good job of Mario Kart 8, but I don't know. I'm having some problems because I have an Xbox 360 sitting and doing nothing. I have all these games for it sitting and doing nothing. And I have a Nintendo Wii sitting and doing nothing, and games for it also sitting and doing nothing. So I was thinking, maybe trade these in for a Wii U / Mario Kart 8 bundle?
I don't know how I feel about that. Because, like, I look at the Wii U and I just can't buy it because Nintendo doesn't even really give a crap about it anymore.
It's true.
like kind of dying out in a way.
Like, I just feel like I would rather just wait till whatever their next console is. Because knowing them, it'll have backwards compatibility for Wii U stuff to kind of, like, keep selling that while they promote a new campaign to get that out there.
Yeah.
It's a system for girls to dance to.
It's because
You know?
the article I'm going to link in the show notes for Mario Kart 8 explains that the Nintendo is saying maybe there's like, brighter futures ahead for the Wii U now that we're starting to see more interest in it because of this game, this is exactly what Nintendo needed right now. They kind of needed a win because they've been getting kicked to the curb a lot lately, and we've talked about it a lot, how everyone's kind of worried about Nintendo. And they should be. I mean,
because they were losing a lot of, seemed like a lot of popularity there for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think it's losing popularity. They're just losing market because they kind of aren't doing anything exciting. Everybody's like, come on, Nintendo, I want to see something good, but you're not putting anything good out there.
Anytime they put out with anything with Mario in it, it's automatically like an instant win for them.
The new Pokemon,
really.
they've announced those Ruby and Sapphire remakes.
Oh, yeah. They're still banking on Pokemon, which I think is a problem because they were banking a lot on X and Y. And X and Y, in their own respect, did really well, but they didn't do as well as Nintendo projected. They're still doing well. But Nintendo didn't project that they would do the quote-unquote this poorly. So that was like a whole another thing, and maybe they promised their investors, like, okay, this game is going to really sell like hotcakes. We're doing a whole new thing with it, 3D, blah, 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 blah. And they were like, okay, cool. And then it didn't sell nearly as what they promised probably. Who knows?
Nobody
don't know.
had a 3DS. Like, I know a ton of people who jumped on the bandwagon when they had the promotion to get Pokemon. Because, like, everybody I knew wanted Pokemon, but they're like, I can't justify buying a whole new system to play it.
Yeah. I think it sold a ton of 3DSs and a ton of copies of Pokemon, and the numbers are actually really solid, but not good enough. So I'm hoping that this was, like, for them an under-prediction. Maybe they thought, well, we'll put out Mario Kart 8, and we'll try to market it, but we don't have high hopes, and then everyone just jumps on it and clings to it. I'm seeing people on Twitter like, I'm thinking of buying a Wii U for Mario Kart 8. I'm like, bandwagon, no! I just know that a Wii U would get more use than I'm getting out of both the 360 and Wii combined right now, which is why I'm kind of thinking about it, because I could unload 2 consoles and a whole bunch of old games, probably have the system paid for with all that stuff. Maybe I'll drop a couple extra bucks to get it, and they're selling a bundle, and GameStop's actually doing a promotion right now. I thought about taking advantage. You get 30% more in-store credit if it goes towards that specific bundle. And they're also doing something for Watch Dogs, similar. So if I trade them all that crap, they're going to give me everything they would have given me plus another 30% of that number because I'm trading it towards the Mario Kart 8 package for the Wii U.
Wow.
Kind of. I mean, for GameStop, that's a good deal. GameStop generally kind of sucks when it comes to
Yeah,
trading
but
in games.
they're again. You remember the Walmart thing? Maybe they're just really trying to keep that.
My Walmart,
you know.
my new Walmart doesn't seem to. I don't see any used game section at all, but I haven't really looked either.
I've
Yeah,
seen
but
like
they're-
promotions at Walmarts that don't have used games. Like we're going to be doing it. Haven't seen it roll out yet. But somebody did like a undercover consumer, and Walmart and EB games tend to be the highest in the amount of not EB games, GameStop now. I live in 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Walmart and GameStop tend to give the most amount of money back for your trade-ins. So
Okay.
it's about equivalent.
I just know that the local place back where I used to live not long ago had really, really, really competitive deals when they were directly competing with GameStop and Play and Trade. And Play and Trade's kind of a newer corporation. I don't have any Play and Trades out here, it seems. And they did okay for me, but this other little store back in Colorado did really well. They're known as Game Force, if you're in that area. And they're very competitive with their prices. But there's a few Game Forces out there, but they're not like linked, so like they'd all be different. But the one near me was really good, and I kind of wish I was out there now because I know they'd give me way more than $50 a console, which is what GameStop's offering me. But the consoles are old. I mean, you could pick up a 360 for $100 now, I'm sure, right?
Will they take a PlayStation 2?
Oh yeah, but
I'm
not.
sure they
I
would.
got one.
You would probably do better to find like
I'd probably get about $10 for
a
it.
vintage gaming shop that's like
Yeah.
locally owned. You'd probably get more for it there
Maybe.
because the PS2 is just old enough that
Oh, the
People
PS2.
would be
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
yeah,
Don't bother trading that in a GameStop.
No.
they're not going to give you squat.
Yeah.
The games they would give you a little bit of money for, but yeah, go find a vintage game shop or somebody that handles like really old games.
So
Yeah.
that's just kind of what I'm going through now, though. Because I want it, but there's other games I'm sure that will come out for the Wii U that I'm gonna want. And I wanted a Wii U out of the gate only because I've said this before. If you're taking like exclusive titles versus other consoles with exclusive titles, Nintendo's gonna be your best bet every time, just because they're always gonna have the most exclusivity. So you're
Yes,
getting
most of their games are exclusive.
yeah. Whereas a lot of games on the Xbox and the PlayStation are going to be out on PC as well, and I don't need those new consoles. I'm missing out on Halo.
Right,
Ooh,
right.
Halo, you know. I'm totally over Halo. I'm
Play
I'm sure
Firefall. They got the
But you're
Halo
missing
type-
out on Call of Duty too.
Call of Duty's on the PC. Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's true. You can get it for the PC.
Oh yeah, because I want to play on PC where the majority of the hackers and botters are.
True, yeah. That's the one downside of the PC gaming world. But I don't know, just kind of my debacle right now. I was going to buy one before anyway, so now I'm just really itching. Really, really itching. I'll let you guys know by next week if I bit the bullet on it because that 30% thing ends this week. So
Yeah.
I have lots of thinking to do, lots of pondering. I have a lot of stuff for my 360. I got like 3 controllers. I'm going to keep 1 controller. I got like 3 controllers, bunch of games.
Maybe GameStop is doing this special so that they can turn around and sell it to a Walmart.
Oh, that'd be like
That'd be
awful and hilarious at the same time.
Walmart will give us a better
great,
deal
isn't
for this.
People do that though. Like that's a real world
Oh,
thing
man.
where like people find really good deals and stuff, and then they'll turn around and eBay it or sell it on Amazon or something.
Well, that's how
Oh,
to make
yeah.
money on video games, like RPG games, like 101. Like, find one shop that you can buy from for like a low price and then sell it to another one for a high price. Like the Fable, the
Playing
traders.
the auction market
Yeah.
on any MMO.
Yeah. Do you remember the traders in Fable that would walk around, like traveling
Oh, yeah,
salesmen?
yeah.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
buy from them,
Yeah.
and they would even say, like, maybe someone in the other town will sell it for more. Like, okay. And sure enough.
And you'll buy it.
But
That's funny.
Mario Kart 8 selling Wii U's like hotcakes, and I hope it keeps it up. Because I would hate to see Nintendo try to make another console to try to save themselves. What else can they do?
But see, that's what it takes. It takes a good game to come out for them to sell stuff. You know what I mean? It's like I felt like with the Wii, it was also some other Mario games that came out, and people went wild over it. Just the regular Wii, and then of course the the dance games, I guess.
I think if they had just put everything they put in the Wii U in the Wii, because they could have done it. Nothing they did in the Wii U was that like groundbreaking compared to what we already had. If they had just stepped up their game in the past, the Wii would still be a great console, and they wouldn't need to be in this situation right now. They would have had the Wii all said and done. But
Right.
I wish they had just picked a name that sounded different than Wii.
yeah,
Because a lot of people thought it was an attachment.
There was a lot of hype, though, also because of the controller and how it worked and everything, but I haven't heard any more on that. I don't know if developers are even developing games that will work with it.
No. I know a lot of developers who are developing like apps specifically for the consoles and Android and iOS and stuff, and everybody's skipping the Wii U.
Yeah.
Because it's just too hard to develop for. It's too closed, and just there's nobody there. There's no market there to justify spending all that time to develop it.
Nintendo loves closing its doors. I mean, look at all the YouTube stuff.
Well, they've just opened them, sort of.
Maybe. I mean, it's still going to be closed. So if you haven't heard, this is kind of old news now, but Nintendo is thinking of doing like a YouTube affiliate program. Because in the past, we talked about this in a few previous shows, if you've been listening for a while, that Nintendo really doesn't like when people make videos on their games and then try to market those games on YouTube, like through a partnership program, like that YouTube offers. Mm-hmm. And that's a really popular thing right now. People do Let's Plays or whatever, or just game trailers, game reviews, and they get money for that via ads. YouTube or whoever will run ads on their videos, and they get a cut of that. Nintendo doesn't have to pay anything for it. It doesn't cost them a dime. Yet they always say, no, we need, they want a cut, basically. They go and claim the videos themselves. And then they get that money and slap you in the face. So gamers just drop the mic. They're like, nope, sorry, Nintendo, I'm not going to play your crap if you're going to try to steal all my money. So now, like, all these articles are saying Nintendo's crawling back to us. And, they're thinking of doing an affiliate program in a Nintendo affiliate program? So
it'd be like Machinima or Game Maker.
Yeah, but would you be able to, like, what if you did another game from a different company or something like that? It's not a Nintendo.
You could only get Nintendo games and monetize them through their affiliate program.
So you would have to.
I don't know about
You'd have
this
to
one.
have like Vortex as Nintendo as your YouTube, like a separate YouTube channel just for Nintendo games.
That would be your best bet. So the way I see it is, let's say I'm partnered with Maker. All right.
Yeah.
I'm partnered with Maker on YouTube, and they get a cut of my revenue, and they get some of that. And in exchange, I get a giant music library and protection if any of these games try to come after me for like marketing their content. Because technically, I'm partnered with Maker, so Maker handles that for me. They get all the contracts. That's the benefit of being a gamer on YouTube and having a partnership. That's all kind of going away now, but that's a whole other story. Anyway, let's just say it's like that. What if I want to make videos on Mario Kart 8 or any Nintendo game with my Wii U? Now I need to have a Nintendo affiliate stealing my money and Maker stealing my money. I'm really not making anything.
No, because if you made a whole new channel just for the Nintendo stuff, it'd be just the Nintendo affiliate.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm saying. You'd almost have to make, for it to be worth your while, if you're out for making money anyway, you would have to make a new channel.
See, I don't understand what Nintendo is, what their problem is, because you got the Xbox and the PS4, who aren't they supposedly going to have a streaming feature?
They already
that will
do.
allow you to stream on Twitch, and you can make YouTube videos from it, because people do that all day long, and they've got apps in their systems that allow you to do these things, and people monetize those all day long. Why is Nintendo so bent on
they like to be in control of all their content?
Okay, looking at it from their eyes, if we're not going for a greed thing, which I'm convinced it's a greed thing given their current situation, they see money in it now, and they're thinking, well, maybe if we make these YouTubers our affiliates, how many YouTubers are going to want to make a new channel and try to get their subscribers to subscribe to their Nintendo channel?
I've
They're not going to bother.
Several Nintendo-only channels already. So I can imagine that those people will definitely be like, yes, this is a great idea, because it's straight from Nintendo, so you'll never have a problem.
But will Nintendo accept them after they've been brutalizing and putting their product out there illegally? You know what I mean?
Well, no, they'll
unless they're
accept
not
them
being
after
monetized. Unless they're not being monetized. That would be the only thing.
Well, the other thing I was going to say was that I don't think that'll be a problem because they're not going to like turn down someone like Smosh, for example.
Exactly.
You know, from before, you know, because they changed their policy. So they'll be like, okay, you know, you did this before, but now we're going to sign you up. I think like you're starting a new channel, so you have to like regain your following. So will Nintendo like set standards on the channels? These are things we don't know. We haven't, it's not like officially announced yet. We just know it's going to happen at some point. So are they going to say, well, you need to have X amount of subscribers before you can become an affiliate? What's their plan is one question. But, oh man, now I got caught up in that. I lost my train of thought.
They probably will have some standards, like if to be in the affiliate program, and the current rules will probably stand. You can't monetize it until you reach like the threshold that we allow to make you an affiliate. And I know you said it was like a greed thing to be like be an affiliate thing, but also I think like their numbers are hurting. They're not doing so well compared to the other consoles, and so maybe they realize by like cutting off the community so hard, like they're cutting off their sales.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they've realized, but now I think they're still trying too hard. Now instead of trying to welcome back the community, they're still trying to put us under their thumb. So now if I'm a YouTuber who cusses a lot in my videos and makes their crap look bad, they don't want that to reflect bad on them, which is fair. They're a family, you know.
Well, and that's another thing. Say like you want to review a game.
Yeah, maybe they'll deny your video if you just give it a bad review.
What if you give it a bad? It's because it's truly a bad game. You want to give a review on their video of their game, and you want to do a review video. And if you can't do it unless you're affiliated with them, then you know it's like they're only going to accept positive feedback, and it's not
you could
right.
Just not monetize it.
Yeah, if it was like a bad review. I think Nintendo's just still seeking too much control and as a way to also gain money. They're looking at this and going, well, maybe we could make affiliates and we can make a couple bucks. But you don't get it. Like Xbox and PlayStation.
This is the way they've always been, though, with developers.
But they need to stop.
They also think that they're going to get enough people to be affiliates for them so that they're trying to advertise their product as well because they're hurting in sales. So this would be a great way to have. I mean, it's already happening. You know, people are still putting videos out there. You know, whether they're monetizing it or not, it's illegal according to Nintendo, and they don't want it to be happening anymore.
Yeah.
So they've stopped a lot of it. But they see that these Xbox and PS4 games are out there on YouTube and everything else, and they're getting a lot of play. And people are buying the game because of what they're seeing. So,
but the difference that Nintendo doesn't get, and I'm sure you guys we're all in agreement right now. The difference that Nintendo doesn't get is that those developers do that in good faith. They say you're putting our game out there, and in exchange we're going to get more sales for it. So we're not going to mess with you. We're just going to let you do what you do. And Nintendo is like, hey, YouTubers, you can make videos again, but we need a cut of that money or else. Sorry.
Yeah,
and that's kind of messed up. Like all the other devs out there are doing this in good faith. They're letting people create lives around making content around video games, and in exchange, they're getting more sales out of it. They don't need to take your money, your few cents you make off every video or whatever the hell it is. They don't need that. That's kind of my point. That's where the greed thing comes in for me.
Right.
I guess, but I feel like it's more of a control factor for Nintendo because they don't want somebody swearing up a storm over any game because they're very family oriented. And by doling out the affiliates themselves, one, you never have to worry. And then two, they can directly control that content and how family friendly it is.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's probably what they would tell us. I still think there's an ulterior motive that they won't say. Ooh, we want money too, but you're right.
Not to mention, they could create an app that is YouTube-approved affiliates for their 3DS where you can watch videos.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
True.
Actually, I would get that app.
I know, right? I was like, that sounds actually a pretty good idea. There you go, Nintendo.
I mean, there must be
that
some...
went your way.
You now. Because you've convinced me, Nintendo. I'm going to go out and buy a Wii U now because you've convinced me, Nintendo.
I mean, and the other problem too is the Wii U doesn't have any like native streaming like the PlayStation and Xbox opted for. So now what? Now everyone has to buy external hardware to make videos on their games. That's a whole nother expense that people need to dole out for. I don't have that.
Yeah, this is going to be a mess.
I'm going to imagine
backfire.
the next console
The next console
would have some built-in stuff.
I think it's still going to be growing pains. I think it's going to be a while before they realize the YouTube community isn't like on board. Some of them will do it because they want to do it for their subscribers, but they won't like being a Nintendo affiliate, quote unquote, because they're already, like I said earlier, affiliates with their other channels, and they'll have to make a new channel, which even if you can get all your subscribers to that new channel and you're totally detached from your other affiliate there, it's still a pain. I mean, you shouldn't have to. If you're making gaming videos on one channel, wouldn't you want your other channel to reflect something else? Maybe your personal vlogs, like a lot of YouTubers do or something. You're separating your audience a little bit. And that
Totally.
I understand how people work on YouTube when it comes to subscribing to a lot of channels. A lot of people don't want... Because when you're subscribed to 2 channels on YouTube or more, you're getting a random list of those videos, those new videos in your sub box. So, and because the YouTube sub box is so jacked up, you're going to be getting, now you're going to miss videos that were on the old channel for ones on the new channel, and you're not going to take the time to check the other sub box because people on YouTube are just like clicking videos. They're not really, oh, that's new.
Yeah, and it's sad because now you have to have an exclusive Nintendo channel. It's like kind of like me when I had my Minecraft and Me channel.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was locked into Minecraft on my videos. And so that's the reason why I moved my whole channel to Dreadlow Gaming, but because of the fact that now I feel like I can do anything.
Yeah.
I can actually record anything. But see, now Nintendo's locking, people into just Nintendo. I don't know. I don't think it's going to work.
I think it's going to work, and I think a lot of other gaming companies will follow suit. I think you'll see a Microsoft affiliate program, Sony PlayStation affiliate program.
Really?
I think it will be the opposite. And I think you'll see a lot of fragmentation with the popular YouTubers. They have their channels for different genres or whatever.
The one difference is Microsoft doesn't make all its games for the Xbox, but Nintendo makes the majority of its own games. I mean, there's still a lot of non-Nintendo games on Nintendo. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
A lot of it's up to the devs. So maybe I can see Ubisoft doing, or Ubisoft, or whatever the hell you call them, doing their own like affiliate program. But I don't think Microsoft is going to step in and go, this is our Xbox affiliate program. They're going to maybe leave it up to the devs like it's always been. Maybe you're right. Maybe more devs will see that, but I don't think PlayStation will come in and do it.
I think, but
maybe, I don't know.
With the exclusives though, Microsoft would own the right to the Microsoft exclusive titles. Like Nintendo owns pretty much all the rights to the Nintendo only exclusive titles. So you would still need the Nintendo affiliate channel for anything that's a Wii or Nintendo exclusive.
Yeah.
So like I think you would see a lot more of that in big companies. Like Blizzard could probably get away with Blizzard affiliate channel.
Well, I mean,
it would be all just World of Warcraft and Warcraft and...
No. It would be, right now, it'd be World of Warcraft. It'd be Diablo,
StarCraft,
and the card game.
Hearthstone.
Oh, that's right, Hearthstone.
Hearthstone, yes.
It could happen.
I've been playing that.
I just think... I don't know. That could be a whole nother war. I think I'll just stick to PC game videos, honestly, because that's the safest way to go.
Call of Duty could do it, too.
Oh. I still have a feeling this won't be successful for Nintendo. I don't know. That's my gut. My gut's telling me people who want to do Nintendo videos don't want to affiliate themselves and give their money to Nintendo when no one else is doing it that way. I think there'll be pushback or they just won't touch it. Never mind. I'll just not monetize my Nintendo content.
They'll have a couple of people that will actually do it.
Because think about the way old YouTube worked is it was really beneficial to be with Machinima or one of those gaming things. But now everything's kind of opening up. YouTube doesn't have partnership parameters anymore. I partnered technically. The Everything Noob channel on YouTube is a partner of YouTube now. And I just had to click a button. I didn't have to go through all these hoops they used to make you jump through like a couple years ago. It's just a YouTube partner channel now, and that's that. As long as you hook your AdSense to it, you're done. and then you're in charge of getting permission to play all those games. That's really, at this point, that's the only benefit of joining a big network. So things are changing. People are kind of pushing away from networks now in that sense. I don't know. That's what I've noticed. But
yeah, well, I mean, because look at some of the networks, how they have to, what is it? You have to upload a video and put it like on the shelf for a little bit. I don't know what they call it, but I call it put it on the shelf. Put it on the shelf for a little bit until YouTube approves it, and then they allow it to. Yeah, I mean that's.
Well, yeah, you can do unlisted.
So why even
videos.
have one? You can do that anyway. You know what I mean?
If YouTube claims your video after you hit unlisted and put it on your channel, then you can quickly, like, before you lose all those views and all that money, you can like dispute it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's just what I've noticed. And I could be completely wrong about that or off base, but as someone who's a partner with one of these networks, I don't feel the need anymore because I'm doing a lot of indie games.
Yeah,
I'm getting permission from the devs, and that's half my benefits with this channel gone. And then they get a cut of whatever I would be making if I was just a YouTube partner, because that's what they are. They're just a YouTube partner, and they're giving you a smaller cut.
Right. Why
money.
not just get, we can get the whole thing.
Exactly. So maybe like after finally like people stretching their legs a little bit and getting out of like their contracts with these other networks, who knows? Maybe people won't want Nintendo, or maybe if they're free, they'll feel like it'll be worth a Nintendo affiliate. I think
one of the, like Bebop Vox has finally ended his contract with whoever he was with or whatever, and now he's just strictly a YouTube partner. Yeah. So a lot of these big time YouTubers are doing that. Once they're out of their contract with their particular network, they're being partnered with YouTube because they have enough views, enough subscribers. They're able to get that partnership right away, and so that's what they're doing.
You okay there, Jemmy?
Yeah, I
see
I'm
gears
worried
turning. You're worried
because like when you do your solo partnership, that you're dancing a fine line of like copyright laws there.
Yeah.
And if you get really big and they decide to sue you, if anybody decides to sue you, you're done. Like that's it.
Well, that's what Dan was just talking about. He was talking about how he just does a lot of indie games anyway. He gets permission from the devs, so there shouldn't be any problem.
Exactly.
You know, we're talking. I mean, if you're going to do like big games, like
they're going to
Call
have to sue
Duty,
a lot of people. They're going to sue cease and desist before.
And so that's different. Yeah, I can understand. You know, having a partnership, you're doing some games that might have some copyrighted music in it or whatever it might be. Even then, you're not protected. But anyway, you're protected. You know, because you are a partner, you'll be able to do those big time games and get away with it.
Speaking of
not get away with it, but legally.
What Jemmy just said, music, is a big beast to deal with. YouTube's offering their own music tracks, the authorized music tracks now too, for free. You can just partner or not, you can just use them.
Oh yeah, there's hundreds of songs. I mean, they're not the best in the world, but they're there.
They're trying, and there's so many artists now that do stuff for that.
Right.
So, but I mean, okay, here's the thing. Like everything Noob as a YouTube partner, let's like think of it coming from our perspective. We do a podcast, and that's the majority of our videos. And we've done other videos about Minecraft and things, which are, people have permission to do that. So the only way we can get in trouble is if like someone sees our content and wants to like try to dispute us. But there's no law against talking about these games on a podcast. So it wouldn't hold up in court. Like we're fine.
No.
Yeah.
Now, my gaming channel, Vortec Vids, on the other hand, might suffer a little bit from older content that was okay under Maker, but then I released from them and now it's not. I'll have to unmonetize those videos. There's a lot of videos.
Right.
But a lot of it's Minecraft, so I'll be okay. The point is, if I have a written permission from a dev, which I save all those emails, if they want to try to do anything to me, if I'm a smart YouTuber, I'm going to save every permission slip I've ever gotten and hand it back to them if I ever end up in that situation. Like, well, here's my written permission from the game dev. If you want to keep going with this, waste your damn money.
Yeah,
Bob in accounting said it was okay.
Bob in accounting said it was the tits. So,
Yeah, that good old Bob.
Good old Bob in accounting.
But yeah, definitely. That's the best thing to do is get an email from the dev themselves saying, "Hey, this is okay for you to use to make videos, and you should be covered." Really, and most of the indie devs don't care. They want you to put their content out there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
I've talked to some amazing indie devs. I mean, speaking of which, we should probably get into our indie spotlight for tonight.
There we go.
I've been talking to some indie devs, and this game is going to be on my channel. But first, we talked about Doomed and Damned last time we did an indie spotlight. And I did a video on it, and if you guys want to see that, I'm going to have that on Everything Noob's website later this week. So you can see like a first look gameplay of that. And I know it's kind of a week or two late, but I'm sorry. Just got to the video, I was moving. And then also coming soon on my channel and on the Everything Noob website is Valzar. Valzar. Awesome little indie game. I got a press release for it from the devs. They're awesome people. And basically it's like a roguelike side-scrolling game with very interesting graphics because at first glance it kind of looks like a super old school arcade game. But something about the way, like when you're playing and when you're hitting, monsters and you're getting shot magic at it, it seems very modern at the same time. It has a lot of those cool sound effects and.
Oh yeah, kind of like
how games do that now.
Yeah. They got the old school side scrolling and everything else, but yet they've got some kind of improved graphics. We're almost giving it a 3-dimensional depth to it, but it's
awesome.
It's pretty cool.
I was playing it on stream the other day, and it's very challenging. But you start out and you have like your character, brand new character, because it's a roguelike game. You die, you lose all your crap, you have to start over. But there's unlocks. So if you go through the levels and you start unlocking things, every time you start the game, you're going to have more things to choose from before you actually play. So in a way, it kind of gets easier. You have more options to choose from before you get into the actual story again. And then you sail out on a boat and you start playing through the levels. And it's weird because the levels are on this like map. And there's a little square and you can go in any direction from like that square that your character is technically standing on. So let's say you go up and you're trying to reveal this grid. There's crap hidden like in every thing.
Wow.
So you can go right to the boss, which is marked on your map. So you can just go as knock out as many squares as possible to get to the boss, or you can reveal more of the map and get more loot along the way. It's kind of up to you. You can speed run it, like Binding of Isaac a little bit.
Right. This would be a great streaming game.
Yeah. It's a lot
Somebody
of fun.
can stream that. They can have like competitions, speed competitions, like you said, and yeah. Wow, I could see another Binding of Isaac competition coming with that new game.
It's cool. It's really cool. So it's a lot of fun. I'd highly recommend it. I have a press release right now, but it's coming very soon. And by the time you see the video, maybe it'll be released. I don't know. But
they didn't give you a heads up on like their timeline.
They might have.
A little bit.
I've been going back and forth for a bit, so I'd have to go back and check. But by the time I get the video up, it could be irrelevant. So they're not. Another interesting thing is the dev hasn't said this is going to be alpha or beta. It's just going to be released. They're not doing that whole thing we've seen a lot of, where they're calling it an alpha or beta release.
What? They're just gonna release it?
They're gonna make a full game and put it out there on the internet.
Wow.
And they didn't do like a Kickstarter or something?
No early access, no beta, no alpha.
I didn't see Kickstarter, but I only discovered it recently. It is on Steam Greenlight. If you want to go help them out, that Greenlight link is going to be the one in our show notes. So please go give them an upvote on Greenlight. Even if you're not going to play it, like, come on, just do it. Greenlight's...
Greenlight it.
Wait, speaking of, like, funded games and betas and stuff like this, okay, before the show, Dreadlow, you were talking about Rust, like, abandoning its development. Now, I have a copy of Rust. Do I get the new Rust? Or would I have to... Okay.
No, here's what's happening, okay? The Rust developers
Time for Rust
decided...
talk.
Listen, this is crazy stuff. I can't believe they're doing this. But, hey, all the power to them. We're still going to be able to play that game. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But Rust is going to do a reboot. And they're basically recoding the whole game. Right now, you can actually play it. It's an experimental version on Steam. You can play it. But there's nothing in the game. It's just, grass and just a bunch of naked men running around.
Sounds like a great game to me.
Bunch of naked men.
So far, they're not too far off. They're not too far off from where Rust was. So.
Where Rust started. And what's so interesting is, like, I've been looking for... I mean, they took the zombies out.
Yeah.
And we're expecting something to happen there, and they just stopped development just ended it. Said, okay, we're done with this Rust. We're going to create a whole new Rust game. We're going to use different coding. We're going to use different stuff. It's going to look different. I mean, it's like, we were expecting this Rust. And now you're going to turn around and you're going to change everything? That doesn't...
But at the same
they
time...
were planning on that.
Most of the time, where they were with development, people were getting arrested and by in the first place. Like, wait, it was supposed to be zombie survival, and now there's no zombies, and there never will be? This isn't the game I thought.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're...
So
I don't know if it's going to
now?
look the same as far as the Rust game is now, because people are used to that. This is what they want. Now, there's no building, none of this stuff that we have in the current Rust is available in the experimental. It's just you run around and look at each other. I don't even think you could shoot anything. It's just, like I said, it's just a platform with a bunch of naked people running around. There's nothing special about it. They're going from the ground up with this game.
But are
and
they,
it says
rebuilding what they have?
A while away, so we're stuck with the current Rust the way it is now, and we're stuck with that until they come out with this new version. And once they do, then that will become the default, and then we'll no longer have the old Rust anymore. But you'll still have access to it. They said they'll always have it there. They're going to keep it there, but they're going to have the new Rust. So everybody who's already bought in the game, they're going to get the new Rust. So it's going to be good. Now, this is the neat thing, though, and I got the information from the Rust website. They told me about this game called The Forest. And so I went ahead and bought it on Steam. And I'm telling you, this is a really cool game. This is the way I imagined Rust becoming.
Is this the remake of Rust, or is this a whole new game?
No. This is a whole new game.
Even by these devs, they just decided to say, if you really like Rust, you should check this game out. It's called The Forest. It's not even theirs, but it's.
Oh my god! I watched the trailer. It's crazy. These weird zombie monsters that are it's just like a man, but his head is like a pile of bodies.
Well, no, they're tribesmen, and they've got these weird sticks with skulls on them because they're like scavengers, and they eat people, and it's gross. So they're running around, and they killed everybody in the plane. That the plane crashes, and everybody dies, and you're the only lone survivor. And so now you have to survive. And they run up to you and they look at you, and then if you look at them, they run away and they're scared of you, and then they come up to you and they look at you. They're like primitive tribesmen, and it's freaking spooky because these things are really fast, and so you're trying to get away so that you can build your house and all that stuff, kind of like in Rust, but you're trying to avoid these tribesmen. It's really cool. It's called The Forest, and it's an early access game right now on Steam. Okay. And so that's been the game I've been messing around with. Single player. Wait. But they are going to possibly make some multiplayer. They're going to make it multiplayer.
So what's up, Jamie?
Oh, well, last week he had bought Watch Dogs. What would you rate that?
I'm still into Watch Dogs. Oh yeah, that's
Was it everything you hoped for, or are you a little disappointed?
And more and more. It's fun. It reminds me of Grand Theft Auto 5.
But you love everything.
I got all these games. Let's see, I got it.
5 stars. We're giving them away. 5 stars. 5 stars.
I have to say, I haven't played this game. I've just seen it. Okay, so my review is not as trustworthy as Dreadlow's, but. From what I've heard, hardcore gamers are very disappointed in Watch Dogs.
They are disappointed, but they still love it. So it's 4.5 stars.
Yeah.
It's this isn't what I wanted, but it's still really good.
It's because of the hype that came with it. Now, it's been out, I guess, on console for a little bit, so people already knew what it was like. But everybody was anticipating the PC version, especially PC gamers, because they wanted to play this game. And so they were looking forward to it. And I think there was a situation where there was some serious, kind of like with the Sims or this SimCity.
Yeah,
they had some really serious login issues and things like that were going on. But the online is really cool because you can play online with friends or whatever, and you can also you just be playing the game like normal, and somebody can hack into your game and steal information, money. If you got money on you, they hack it from your phone because you hack other people.
Yeah.
To get
How
their
much hacking have you done?
ATM
How much loot have you stolen?
money. But then you have to physically go up to an ATM and withdraw that money out.
No,
and if you
answer Jemmy.
What?
Deflected, meaning zero.
He hasn't
He's
stolen
getting
crap.
all his stuff stolen.
I am? What?
We're trying to figure you out, man. have you stolen from people or have you been
All the
victimized?
time. What are you talking about? That's the funnest part.
Real people?
No.
Aw.
What about real
Then
people.
people are jacking in and stealing all his stuff. That's what it is.
Oh yeah,
He's a
it's a
victim.
feature in the game where a player can actually hack into your game, and they can do certain things like for achievements and rewards and things like that. But there's also where you can actually you're hacking into their phone and you're stealing what money they've already stolen that they haven't retrieved out of their ATM yet, and you can take the money from them, and so you earn money that way, and it's
Well, the reviews
fun.
I heard were it's like Grand Theft Auto, but with this hacking feature, but it doesn't play as well as Grand Theft Auto. That's what I've heard. And
Yeah.
I've
A lot
seen
of
a lot
people
of complaints about the AI as well.
Do you remember? I think I've mentioned this before. Grand Theft Auto has always been a problem for me on PC because I didn't like the driving mechanics.
Okay.
I wish they would have been. I wish it was able to use the WASD without using the mouse, where you don't have to use the mouse to move the camera up and down. You have to do that in Grand Theft Auto. You use the W key, and then you use your mouse to turn, and you kind of. It was really awkward how you had to turn and move the mouse because your camera won't follow the car
Yeah.
in Grand Theft Auto. You have to actually physically move the mouse, which is your camera, while you're turning with the WASD. Well, in Watch Dogs, it's not like that. You can have one hand free and just WASD while you're driving. It's real easy. It's super easy for me because I'm a PC gamer and it's perfect for PC. This is something I've always wished Grand Theft Auto had.
Okay.
And they didn't have it. I think it's easier for those who are used to Grand Theft Auto and use the controller or however. They thought that the driving was awkward because it doesn't work the same as it does in Grand Theft Auto. But I think it's better for a PC gamer. So
But isn't the Grand Theft Auto system very similar to like Borderlands and stuff on PC?
You mean for
I
driving?
feel like it is. Yeah.
it's a PC game that uses that, or any game that was obvious. I think any game that was a console game at first and went to PC has that mechanic, that weird driving mechanic where you have to use the mouse for the camera control and the WASD to move left, right, forward, back, right?
Mhm.
Whereas
Isn't there
in-
any options where you can like lock the camera to the car or the back of the car?
I don't know. I've never seen that in like Grand Theft Auto. I haven't seen those kind of settings at all. So I don't know. I just know Watch Dogs is default like that, and you can sit there and just WASD, and you're moving along, and it's just so easy to. I think it's easier to drive. I don't know. That's just me. A lot of people are complaining about it though.
I've seen complaints with the AI. That was a big one, and how just a lot of things kind of fell short, just given how much they marketed the game. And I think it's just kind of dangerous these days with how much more voice people have on the internet to overmarket things and overhype things, and we're still doing that. We're still really hyping things up a lot, yet people are going to complain because they expect this fantastic, phenomenal thing, and then it falls short of expectations. Now, you know, everyone has their own opinion of it. I've just seen some pretty interesting reviews. People still seem to like it, and there's still a lot of pros about it, but in some areas, in some very basic, rudimentary areas, it kind of falls short.
I think people.
I haven't played it. It looks like
too much
fun.
with Grand Theft Auto, and that's why. I
Maybe.
think they're trying so much to hope that this is like Grand Theft Auto for PC. That
What's
Yeah.
that?
I just thought it's a modern day Fable. They made all these promises and didn't quite keep them the way they implied they were.
Yeah,
And people still love it. But it's not
Yeah.
what they expected.
it's true.
Modern day Fable.
it's a fun game. I don't. People, people are going crazy over it. On there's a lot of YouTube videos out there. There are some. I'm wondering if they're going to fix some of these. They're kind of what do you call them? When you can find something in the game like a glitch or something that actually helps the player.
Easter egg?
No,
No,
not an Easter egg.
if it's a glitch.
It's just a
No,
glitch.
Anyway, there's a lot of those. They've some people have found some things that will help the player, like for instance,
Exploits.
exploits. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. So there's a few exploits that have been discovered. So I don't know. Hopefully they won't patch those out. One of them is like, you have a slow motion feature where you hit a button and everything's slow motion for a second, so that you can like line up shots and things like that in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And when there's a player that has hacked your game, and you're not sure, you hit that button, and if it doesn't go in slow-mo mode, that means somebody's in your game.
Oh.
So there's ways you can detect stuff like that, and those are like the little exploits that have been found. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, it's a fun game. I think it's well worth it.
Yeah. Huh. All right.
I do.
Well, cool. I'm sure it's not like not worth $60. That's just what I saw. I was kind of curious about what you thought because I've seen a lot of mixed reviews.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably still a good game overall, though. But anyway, you guys see that the new iOS 8 was announced? I know Jemmy doesn't have an iPhone.
I have no iDevices. Wait. I have an old iPod.
Okay.
Which means, when they announce a new iOS, it means nothing to me. I don't keep up with it. I just keep up with Android. And I guess now Kindle, because I have a Kindle Fire HD. So
Yeah. Well, real quick update on that for those interested. There's a whole slew of new things coming to it, but a lot of them are related to having a Mac computer, like a lot more synchronization features and stuff like that. But one cool thing is they're doing a lot of stuff with like, I think they're going to start introducing wearable tech, and that wearable tech is going to be able to detect your pulse and other things. So there's like a lot of apps and stuff they're releasing that are going to relate to like health crap.
Right, and you can probably get the actual hardware from Apple for it.
no,
Yeah.
I do not want them to know my heart rate,
Like little
how
finger
much I
monitors.
walk a day, and crap like that.
There's medications, nutrition, sleep,
Hell,
vitals,
yeah.
I will
diagnostics.
just get an app for that. I do not want them tracking that stuff.
they're just-
that
I think-
scares me.
I think they're adding more support to
Yeah.
that kind of thing, so more app developers and tech developers can tap into that market of people who want that. Time-lapse photography, another thing they're doing.
How many people really
And this
do
is coming out in
time-lapse
the
that aren't
fall,
a photographer
correct?
already, though?
How many people do slow motion and felt they needed it on their iPhone 5S?
I know. It's like, oh, what the heck? Let's put that
I
in
brought
there.
this
They
up
are
because
not going to put a real slow-mo camera on the iPhone. They're not.
no.
Because do you know how many frames per second you have to do slow-mo? It's
Oh,
too
it's crazy.
expensive.
Yeah.
They're not putting it on there.
They just
It
did
is
like
not real
120.
slow-mo.
They did 120 and called it slow-mo.
It's not
Yeah,
slow-mo. That is not slow-mo.
And like it just like it looks like they're doing a lot of little things. I brought this up because I'm kind of in a way I want to make fun of them a little bit. Are we at the point where there's not a whole lot of exciting new features we're going to see for technology for a while? That's kind of how I feel. I feel like we're really just grasping at straws. Like they added a whole bunch of little things. They made it sync up with Mac computers a lot easier, which is great. But for Mac people, it's great. But even so, it's like these things that aren't that exciting or groundbreaking.
What can they come up with now? We got the Google Glass.
No, glass is not going to take off.
I don't think it will either.
No, it's getting
They've
banned.
already been
It's
banned
douchey.
in a lot of places.
Yeah, it is pretty douchey. Like, who wants to go around and be like, I'm a glasshole?
Well, it's true. It's such a now it's this thing that everyone just instantly started making fun of, and now you're a laughingstock if you have a Google Glass on your face. Like no
Yeah.
one wants to see that. So I don't know. It's just I brought it up because it's just kind of it's a lot of stuff that it's underwhelming. The whole thing is underwhelming. I'll have the update because it'll just come with my phone, but until they release the new iPhone, you won't be able to take full advantage of iOS 8. And now I feel like we're at this weird point where every 6 months to a year we have to have like a new iPhone. They've been doing it that way for a while. They keep making new iPhones, but at first it was like, okay, that's a big feature they're adding. Oh, a bigger screen. Oh, this, oh that. And now it's like just more underwhelming as we keep getting new iPhones. So they're still keeping up with the same pace of wasting time making iPhones and giving them very expected boring updates.
No,
I
well, this
always felt like the iPhone updates were always very minuscule, though, in between like each new phone.
It takes a couple generations to see something impressive, but I was underwhelmed by a fingerprint scanner, so maybe I'm the wrong guy to talk to.
will this roll out on
it's
iPhone
bad
4?
fingerprint scanner.
Yeah, it's not even a good one.
Yeah, it's a bad one.
Do you think this will roll out on the iPhone 4S?
Probably not. Usually, well, maybe. 4S? Probably the 4S, maybe. I mean, the 4S got the last one, so we'll kind of see. You know, they try to, like, get people away from...
There's a cutoff point. They want you to buy a new phone.
I'm waiting for the new phone announcement because they're said to start making it... instead of... They made it longer last time, now they're going to make it wider. They're going to make the screen wider the other direction.
So now they're going to copy Samsung and have this humongous...
Maybe.
I love those humongous Samsung phones. I kind of want one.
Yeah.
I'm up for a new phone, and I'm thinking about it. Like, since I can't get a QWERTY keyboard on Samsung anymore, I may just have to go ginormo phone.
What would it be called? A gigaphone? I mean, or a grande phone? Grande iPhone. You know how they keep coming up with an iPhone mini, like iPod mini, iPad?
Cute little names for it.
Yeah, names like that. Was this going to be the iPhone Grande?
I don't know. They're...
No. That's too close to Starbucks.
Yeah. Grande latte.
Starbucks drinkers and iPhone users kind of go hand in hand, though.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
The iPhone Mega.
The
iPhone Mega. There you go.
The Mega iPhone. iMegaphone.
That's awkward. So,
I don't know. I just thought I'd bring it up. It's techie news. For those interested, a lot of underwhelming features that will be linked in the show notes if you're an iPhone user, so you can see all the exciting new things that's going to happen if you're a health nut, I guess, or you have a Mac computer, because this is a very niche update, if you ask me.
Well, you know what? The average iPhone user would be like a health nut. They shop at the fresh market. Not you, but I'm saying the average person who dumps that much money on an iPhone, they are kind of like, I eat all organic food. They're a hipster.
Yeah.
Let's just say it. They're a hipster. Yeah. They have money to burn. They have time to care about their fitness.
Yeah. I'm not saying these are bad features. They're just...
No.
Meh. We don't... Meh. Meh.
Use-wise with my phone, not exciting.
I guess my whole point was just that I don't know. It sucks because I feel like we're at a peak with technology right now. I don't think it's going to be like that forever. But I think right now, just in this moment, we're at a peak where we're not going to see anything really groundbreaking for a little while. Because there's just so much stuff that people are trying to sell as groundbreaking. But for me, underwhelmed. Google Glass even underwhelms me.
I think the price point is, with the depressed economy for the most part, is what's stalling us. Nobody can afford anything groundbreaking. So we just skip it. And we're like, we'll just dole out these new little features. And here's a new phone, but... And they love it because they just trickle out stuff while they have it sitting in the wings.
Yeah. Make some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was my quick little look into tech news. It's big. I think it just announced today or yesterday or something. So.
Oh, whoa.
What?
And in case anybody listens to this podcast in the now, right when it goes up, Battlefield 3, free through tomorrow on Origin.
3 or 4?
3.
Well, who cares about that?
Yeah.
I have Battlefield 3. I was hoping somebody might get it for free and then play.
Oh, I have 4.
Maybe because nobody actually gets on it anymore. Nobody actually plays it anymore, so trying to get people to play it.
No, a lot of people still play it, actually.
I think a lot of people play it because it doesn't have as many problems as 4 has.
Yeah.
I got 3 for free already when SimCity had that whole mess. That was the game I chose.
Yeah.
But I didn't play it, and then 4 came out, so I really didn't have any desire to play it. And then 4 was meh. Again, underwhelming.
Still, it's a good game.
No, it's good. It's good that Origin started to do some free stuff. I think that's kind of cool. They had a Plants vs. Zombie game they put up recently, and Dead Space, the original Dead Space I got. That was also free.
I'd gotten that.
It might still be up there. You could check.
No.
It didn't exactly have an end date on the sale, but I'm sure it does have an end date. But Dead Space, I haven't even played that. People told me I had to, so I got it. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool seeing new deals and sales and stuff. So,
yeah, I've got Dead Space.
I gotta play that. It's supposed to be spooky.
I got Dead Space 2 as well.
All right, Mr. Show Off. No need to get all braggadocious on us.
I know.
That's all.
Let me show you my big guns.
Anyway, we're about to wrap up here, but be sure to rate us on iTunes. If you're listening on iTunes, ratings go a long way in helping us grow the show, so we'd really appreciate it. And
Help us spread the Noob word.
Spread the Noob word. Yes. And feel free to check out our website for more blog content than ever before. Lots of new things coming up on the website, including my Doomed and Damned video quick look, and soon Valzar as well. Jemmy's got some app reviews. Dreadlo needs to get on it.
That I'm lining up right now.
Okay.
That new Leaf app I found today. I'm like,
I was going to mention that.
I'm going to review that.
I was going to mention that a little bit ago because I was going to say, like, Nintendo must not have, like, the doors completely closed if they're letting people make apps like that.
But most of those pictures are taken themselves. And
yeah. Well, it's a fine line.
But it's free, so.
I actually bought it. The ads were really intrusive on it, and I paid for it.
Really?
At least on the iPhone, they had buttons above the buttons, and they looked real. So I accidentally clicked one, and then it brought me to a website. I'm like, God damn it!
I got it on my Kindle Fire.
Yeah,
and
I hate those.
It's like there's ads in there somewhere. I have yet to see them.
Oh, yeah. If in case you don't know what we're talking about, Jimmy's gonna have a whole review of it. But if you've played Animal Crossing, any Animal Crossing, you know that like you have to like in your head keep track of when these bugs and fish are coming out and what time of the year and stuff. So this app presents you with like a screen that says, what bugs do you have? What fish do you have? And then it narrows it down after you fill all that out. Like, okay, so you still need this fish, and it kind of sends you an alert or shows you, hey, this month you can catch that fish you don't have or that bug you don't have.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And it also asks you to give them all the villagers in your town so it can tell you when their birthday is and stuff, which is really cool. Tonight I'm going to be spending some time.
They have birthdays?
Yeah, they have birthdays, and if you miss them, they move away.
Oh my god.
That must be why Mitzi moved away. It was my favorite villager. Totally gone. And I was like, but my Siamese kitties.
That's one reason.
I was inconsolable for like 10 minutes when I realized that when I booted up the game.
That is such a cool game. I swear they need to come up with somebody needs to come up with a PC version or similar game that's like that for PC. Because
I would totally buy it in a heartbeat.
I'd play
I love this game.
You have to do it right because Animal Crossing has this like adorableness to it that's irresistible, and you could find games like that all day on the internet, but they're going to be nothing like Animal Crossing.
They've done something too different to make it
crack.
Yeah,
Animal cracking.
Somewhere between an MMO and Second Life.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know what it is, but it's awesome.
It's just it's really cool.
So, anyway. We are going to wrap up here, but if you're interested, check out the website, rate us on iTunes, and I don't know, maybe we can like do some kind of like friend code exchange or something with Animal Crossing or 3DS. We can get some of the listeners in on that. Talk about how that would work. There'd be a way to do that. We could use like a Google sign-up sheet or something. And
I want a 6IV Ditto. I will be friends with anybody who can deliver.
I got to get me a 3DS.
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
They're cheaper now, dude. They're going on sale like crazy right now. I'll try to show after the show some places you can look for them.
And the 2DS really isn't that bad.
I got to see it recently when I met Jimmy and
Intern had his there.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's not so bad. It's smaller screen, but what's cool is the resolution's really sharp because all those pixels kind of get crunched down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, well, that's what I heard, that they use the resolution's a little better than the original 3DS, not the 3DS XL, but it's supposed to be a little bit better than the 3DS.
Yeah.
So
if you can settle for a smaller screen, I mean, it's a much cheaper price.
Everything,
you get everything else. So, and 2DS is even cheaper.
Anyhow.
That's enough of the Nintendo podcast for one evening.
Nintendo podcast.
We're gonna get our affiliate sponsorship.
Yay! No kidding. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming to another episode of the Everything Noob podcast. We will see you next week. Catch you later.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Everything Noob podcast. Be sure to visit everythingnoob.com for previous episodes, show notes, host bios, and blogs. And while you're there, feel free to write us with any questions, comments, or suggestions you may have. Don't forget to check out the links to our Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch TV channel as well. On behalf of the Noobs, see you next week, and happy gaming.